This movie is being made to accompany the slide deck on how to create an interactive thank you card for frontline workers. So we have the description and overview of the learning goals. That will explain what the situation is on that card. I'm not going to read all these, of course, because you can see them yourself. This covers off the big ideas in coding that you will use. And then we have a getting started card about getting a Lynx account. So what we're suggesting is that you start with your trial account, but change it immediately to an individual account. And there are more details that you can get from these cards. This is the layout of Lynx coding. So you can see the procedure pane on the left-hand side. It flips and toggles back and forth between procedures and clip art. And you can see where you name your project, top left-hand corner, the work area, the turtle, the command center where you try things out. This is where you can get help. This slide deck, obviously, and this movie. And we've got some little video clips inside some of the slides that will help you out. Lynxcoding.club has user guides under the help menu. And of course, the tooltips are great. If you hover over any word that you type that's a primitive, either in the command center or in the procedure pane, you will see a tooltip that gives you an example of how to use that particular primitive or command that Lynx Coding already knows. Then there's a great help widget in the editor on that work area, and so you just type in the search for help field and see what comes up. Or you can use the open book, and it contains information about primitives. These are the steps that we're recommending that you do. There's a completed sample you can go and have a look at. Shows you where to do that. And so use all these slides to learn how to make a card, and then create a new project with all your own ideas, or modify the one that you make during this tutorial, and then you can share it with a frontline worker. So you're going to go to lynxcoding.club, make sure you're logged in, and then click on the All Projects button and go to the Templates folder, and you want to open the Thank You Frontline Workers card. It appears to be blank, but it has some special things inside. This makes a copy of it that is your own personal copy that you're going to work on now. We'll click on the Edit button, and the first thing we want to do is rename it and save it. That's just a very good thing to do. Okay, and then we'll click this up arrow to the cloud, and that will save it. Now what makes it special? Inside the clip art, we already have preloaded for you some pictures, images that are relevant to this project. Next thing we want to do is to create a background. So we're going to click on the turtle, on the plus sign, and add a turtle. And in the clip art pane, you're going to find an image that you like for the background. Let's say number 1. In the command center, you type set shape 1. Press enter. The turtle has now turned into a graphic, well, it's wearing this costume. And you can make it bigger or smaller by using set size, but it looks to be a pretty good size right now. And in the command center now we're going to type the word stamp. And what that does is it stamps that image on the screen. The turtle will still move, see? But the background won't. Now let's just turn that turtle back into the shape that it was. That's 0. And that will bring our turtle back. There's our turtle, but our background cannot move. Now we're going to add text boxes. So let's see how we do that. So we'll go to the plus sign again and add text. And a text box appears, and you can grab it by its title, text 1, and move it on the screen wherever you like. I'm going to right click, control click, and I'm going to name this title. And click apply. And now the text box is called title. I can make it bigger, stretch it like that, and I'm going to type a title in here. And I'll just do a little, I'll move it down a little bit, and then just do a little formatting of that text. Make it huge, and I'll just change the color of it and maybe make it bold. Okay. That's pretty good. And now you can right click on that text box again, and you can do all sorts of things in here. You can, well, you can see the features, and you can look at the cards and figure out more stuff. We'll make it transparent and click apply. And that takes away the title and everything. Oh, I can't move it anymore. I better right click it, make it not transparent, and then just move it up a little bit so it's where I want it, and then make it transparent there. Apply. Good. That's looking just fine. Now we're going to add a new text box. Plus sign, text, there it is. We'll right click it, call it message, and move it where we want it. Let's say here for now, and we can type a message in there. That's all I'll do for now, but you get the idea. You can type in as much as you wish, and you can format as you wish as well. Okay. I'll just leave it transparent for now, and that'll be it. Oh, I better save my project because it doesn't save automatically. So I'll keep clicking on this. I see the red dot there, so that tells me I haven't saved it for a bit. So that's a good thing. I'm not going to make it transparent because I want to, play with that a little later. Now I'm going to add some new pages because you can have more than one page. So you can imagine that you go to the plus sign and add a page. And a new page called page 2 appears. And I know it's page 2 because it says so right there. And I need to add a new turtle to have it do some other things for us. And there it is in the middle of the screen. And let's see, what background do I want this time? Maybe I'll choose number 5, this one here. Okay, 5. So I'll click on it. There's a different way to do it. Click on it, the white hand appears. I click out here, and it changes it like that. Now, that's still a turtle, remember? So we can use stamp. You can either type it again, or you can just click where it was and use that line again, because that's like just a scratch pad down there. And then, remember, I still have the turtle. So I'm going to set shape 0, and there's my turtle in the middle of the screen, and my paint is stamped on the background. So that's a good thing. Now you can get rid of a page in different ways, and you can visit the cards to see how to do that. I'm not going to worry about it right now. So now you want to be able to move back and forth from page to page, and there's several ways to do that. I can click up here and just go from page to page. It just toggles between the pages. Okay. Or I could type a page number in the command center, so I could say page 2 without any space. Oh, I better type it right. Page 2, and it goes to page 2. I can change that to 1, and it'll go to page 1. Okay, that kind of thing. So, page 2, there we are. I'm going to click on the procedure pane icon, and that gives me the procedure pane. So I'm now going to type a new word with two, go page 1, all one word. Go page 1, that's the name of a procedure. And then I'll give the command I want to do, which is page 1, and then I'll finish my procedure by typing the word end. So you need the to and a single word, and then the command, and then end on a separate line. So that's how you do that. I better save again because I see that. There we go. Save regularly. That's just a good thing to do. Let's see what we should do next. I think we should make a button to make this happen. So let me make a button. Imagine we go here, make a button. There it is. I'll put it up here. And I'll just stretch it a little bit. I'll right click it or command control click it, and I'll maybe just call it go to page 1. This is just plain English. You don't have to worry about having it a particular way of doing it. And then in the on click, whenever that button is clicked, do the procedure, one of the procedures that I've written. This is the one I've written, go page 1. And then click apply, and then test out your button. Bingo, great. And then I'll go back to page 2. And then you need to repeat that over here. So I'll just copy this to go page 1, copy it, paste, I'll call it 2, I'll say 2, I'll make a button here, there it is, I'll put it in the same area, and I'll call it go to page 2, and on the click, go to page 2, apply. And then I'll test it out. Go to page 2, go to page 1. That's perfect. Okay, time to make a little animation and sound, I think. Let's try that. Let's go to page 2. So I'll click our button here. And let's add a turtle. Oh no, we could use the existing turtle. If I didn't have one, I could add another one, but I don't need to. I'm going to right click and name this heart, because that's the way you name turtles. And sometimes when you get lots of turtles, it's a good thing to have particular names for them rather than their, standard T1, T2 naming. And we'll go to the clip art pane, find the heart shape, there it is, click on it, gives me the hand, go over here and click on it. Now I don't press and drag, I click and then I click. And there's my heart, right there. It is a turtle, so it moves around. That's a good thing. And then in the command center here, I'm going to address that heart. Because if you have lots of turtles, I only have one here, but if I had a few, you really need to name it. Otherwise, if you had 2 turtles, maybe the other turtle would do this command, and you don't want that to happen. So it's a good thing to address the turtle. Forever, and then set size is a cool command, because it changes the size. Standard size is 40. But we'll just make it 10, and then we'll just make it wait for 4/10 of a second. 10 is 1 second, and then we'll make it flip back and forth between sides. We'll do that, just like that. And now I'm going to press enter, and then you can see it's changing in size, and it'll do that forever. Look at this, tooltips. It shows you. I love tooltips. Tooltips, they pop up and they show you the stuff. So that's the deal on that. Now here's an interesting button right here. This is the stop button right there. Okay, so that's a good thing to know. And then what we'll do now is we'll maybe add another turtle and make it an ambulance or something like that and have it move. Okay, we only have one turtle here. Let's add another turtle. Add a turtle. There it is up here. Drag it down to the left-hand side, just there, and we're going to make an ambulance. So we'll click on that, get the white hand, come over and click here, and now you notice the turtle was pointing up. That's pretty tricky, so just be aware of that. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And now I'm going to right-click and name this EMS for emergency services kind of thing. And click apply. And in the command center, I'm going to say, hey, EMS, comma, got to have the comma, do this. Set your heading to 90. That's to the right, east. Because remember, that turtle was sitting pointing up. Now it looks like it's pointing to the right, but the turtle underneath the ambulance is actually pointing up. So we have to change that by doing that. And then we'll say, we can press enter. Nothing seems to happen, but underneath the ambulance it does. 75, forward, and you can type the short forms if you want, forward, 3, wait, 1. And let's see what happens now. There's our ambulance moving forward, so that's pretty cool. Let's go to the procedure pane now. That's going to stop in a second. We'll go to the procedure pane by clicking on that, and we're going to write a new procedure. And we'll call it to move EMS. All one word. Oh, not that. One word. To, and then move EMS as one word. And then we're going to give it that set of commands. Again, I'm kind of going to copy this from here, copy it, and paste it over here, because that's easier. And then the word end on a separate line has to be, of course. And then let's make a button. I love buttons. Put a button out here, put it up here, resize it a little bit, right click it, maybe just say click here. Again, that's just English, so it doesn't have to be one word. Click here. And then when you click here, what's going to happen? I want move EMS. You notice that capital letters, lowercase, doesn't really matter, but move EMS, and then apply. Okay, then try it. And it works, or it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, you have to do some debugging. That's your job. Now it's time to maybe add a sound. Let's try that. So let's come over here and add a sound. Plus sign, sound, and then we choose a sound from our hard drive. I'll select, let me do heartbeat, wave, there it is, saved, all one word. I like single words work. And then create the sound. It will create it as a resource on my screen there in a second. And there it is right there. We'll leave it visible for now, just so you can see it. And then in the command center, you can get rid of some of this if you want here, just to make some room. We'll type launch. There's a new word for you. Heartbeat is the name of it. That's why you want it as all one word. Look, I spelled launch wrong. It'll be a bug if I don't do it. And that, you can maybe hear the heartbeat. Okay, I'll stop it again here. And if you can't hear the heartbeat, it's because of my audio settings, but don't worry about it. So I'm going to move my cursor up to this line. I'm glad I didn't delete it, because I want to make that happen while my heart beats. And then what you can do is change the settings in here for your weights to match the beating of the heart. And then you get it all kind of streamlined. We'll stop that. Yeah, so there's tips on the cards as to where you can go and get your wave files, and that's good. Okay, so now we're going to add another procedure. So let's just do that over here. So I'll put to beat, one word, and then I'll say page 2. I know it's on page 2 now, but I want to force it to be there for sure. So I'll give the command. And then I'll say, hey, heart. I'll just copy this. Paste it. Return. And then have it do launch heartbeat. I'll copy that. And paste it. And then end. And then I could type beat in the command center. And it works. That's good. Okay, well, you can imagine what I'm going to do next. Yes, you're right. I'm going to make a button because I love my buttons. And buttons are really good because when you share your card with somebody, oops, when you share your card with somebody, they won't be able to type the commands in the command center. So you really want to have buttons on your screen as what we call a user interface. So on click, make it beat and apply and try it. Yep, that's working. That's good. Stop all. That's good. Okay. Time to do some talking from text to speech. So we'll go to page 1, and we're going to have the computer read this message. So in the command center, we shall type say message. So say is the command, and message is the name of your text box.
Thank you for keeping us all healthy.
So that's pretty nice. Notice this time I took my headsets out so that you can actually hear the sounds. So unlike the heartbeat where I didn't have that going on. So now we'll make a new procedure. But remember, we have to make it one word name for the procedure. So we'll just do it like that. And then we'll have it say message. Actually, we'll force it to go to page 1. And then we'll say message and then end. And let's try that. And guess what we're going to do? Yep, make a button. And there it is. And let's say something like read message or talk to me or something like that. So right click, let's say talk to me. And on that, click, have it read message and apply.
Thank you for keeping us all healthy.
Nice. Now you can change this up a little bit and have it do different voices, and different voices depend on your computer. So you can get a list of those. I think I'll show you how in a second, but same message. I have to know somebody's name here is Moira, so I'll put that in quotation marks, and let's try that.
Thank you for keeping us all healthy.
Okay. So I think if you type here, it'll tell you all the voices that are on your computer. I'm just going to delete all that because I don't really need all that in there. I'll just highlight all that and delete it. Okay. And I think show voices is the actual command you're supposed to use. Yeah, that's better. But same point. I'll get rid of it all now. Okay, so what's next? Next, we're going to take a look at adding your own clip art. Because up till this point, we've been using clip art that was in the template. Oh, let me save. Okay, there's a number of ways to do your clip art. A couple of main ways. So let's go to the clip art center first. We scroll down till we find an empty clip art cell, and we can go to the. So we're going to go to maybe put it in there. Okay, so you can copy and paste, or you can insert it or import it from your hard drive. That's a couple of ways. So I'm just going to go over here to Pixabay and right click and copy this picture. And then I'll go back to my empty cell and click here and Command V to paste it in. And there's my new clip art. So that's one way to do it. Here's another way to do it. You can click an empty cell and you can click that plus sign and then select an image off your computer. So that just depends on what you want. So maybe we want that, something like that. It's not really suitable for this project, but you get the idea. And that's how you do that. Okay, time to share your project now. A couple of ways to do it. If you just want to share your project with a friend, you can get a URL. So here's how you do it. This is the share button up here at the top. When I click on, well, I better save it first. Here, click to share, and over here is my sharing dialog box. link sharing is currently off. Oh, sorry, it would be like this. So I can create a link to share, and I get this, and I can copy that link, email it to somebody, put it on Twitter or Facebook, whatever. So I just copy that link. So that's really quite simple. If I want to embed that project on my website or submit it as one might do in a project, you would copy the embed code here by clicking copy embed code. And that's that. Pretty straightforward. There are a couple of more cards we've added in just to make it easy for you. These are the primitives that have been used in the project. So set shape, and then there's an example. You'd have to have set shape. You can use the short form, but you need a space and then some numeral after it that coincides with something in the clip art pane. Set size, space, and some number. Remember, 40 is the default size. That'll change the size of your turtle. Stamp, and we've given the example so that you're addressing a certain turtle. Don't forget the comma after the name of the turtle. Clear graphics we didn't really talk about, but if you stamp something and you don't like it, you can CG in the command center and it'll clear the graphic. It won't clear your turtles away, but it'll clear anything that's been stamped by a turtle. And then show text and hide text. We didn't talk about that much, but you can see how to use those there, and there's more information in the cards. And page 1, page 2, repeat basically repeats whatever's in some number of times, whatever's inside the square brackets. And those square brackets are up above your return key or near your return key. The wait, remember 10 is 1 second, so 1 is 1/10 of a second, and so forth. Forever is a great command. It just keeps things going until you click that stop button or type stop all in the command center. Set heading, or the short form, set H, with a space and some number. It's like points in a compass. So zeros north or up, and 90s to the east or to the right, and everything in between 0 and 360. Forward will obviously move your turtle forward. Obviously, there's back, and there's right and left as well. Those are other ways to turn your turtle, right and left with some number after it, forward and back. Launch is great for sounds, but remember to keep that sound file name a single word. Say and say as do exactly what they say. They read the text. The other, what we don't have there, things that might be useful for you that aren't in the cards are, if you have a number of turtles, let's say you have a couple of doctors or a doctor and ambulance as turtles, and you want one in front of the other or behind, that kind of thing, you can use the in front and in back command. Again, it's a single word, so you might say something like T2 in front, or if you've named your turtle ambulance, comma, in front. And then HT and ST are for hide turtle and show turtle. They're very handy as well. And if you use the animations, you'll see those in the clip art panel. If you see animated shapes, you can use the numerals for those, just like you see in the example there. So I hope that is a useful video for you, and I wish you the best of luck with your cards. Don't forget to use those help buttons, and expect challenges. Expect bugs. It's part of the process of coding. So thank you for joining in, and all the best. Bye for now.